Bonjour.
Здравейте. Konnichiwa.
Genki desu ka?
Hi. Totemo genki desu. So you can see a shot of the cherry blossom that's in our garden.
Yeah. It's quite nice for now, so I guess we jump on the opportunity to make a video. So there it is.
And also, it's been 6 months since we started this channel.
Yeah. So I thought it was probably nice to celebrate, although I guess in terms of milestone it's just 6 months is nice.
But it's been really cool 6 months, especially at a time like that where there isn't a lot of communication in people's everyday life. It's been really a pleasure to get to know you, to have the viewers, to have the collaborations that we've made.
And we've learned quite a lot, actually. At least I did.
Of course, a lot.
Yeah.
So what are your plans for the immediate future for the channel?
Well, I'll since basically I spend most of my free time either watching films or reading books, I'll try to see if something sparkles, if I find something interesting that I know about, then that would be cool to actually talk about.
Yeah, I think it's really cool when you talk about, for example, films of different cultures. Even from the point of view of language learning, people can choose to watch the film in the original language based on whether they would appreciate it as a film to start with.
Actually, there's a very interesting topic about this. Most people would actually watch dubbed films. In my opinion, you kind of lose the sort of the flavor, the original flavor. I know it sounds maybe a bit pretentious, but I really don't mind reading subtitles. Especially, growing up in France, all I've seen were dubbed films, including the big American blockbusters.
Yeah, you've told me, for example, you think that Bruce Willis' voice is a particular voice of a French guy, and you're surprised when you hear his actual voice.
It's actually quite funny because the French guy in question has a pretty deep voice, and when you listen to Bruce Willis, his voice a bit higher up, a bit like mine if I'm if I'm not too pretentious about it. Anyways, so what about you, Mike?
Well, in terms of my language learning stuff, soon we're expecting to have some Greek from scratch. So if anyone wants to start at the same time as me, that could be pretty cool, I think.
Sounds good.
And also, I'm doing some Italian and Spanish. I'm taking a Spanish podcast course, courtesy of the channel and website Real Spanish. So keep you posted. It seems really, really useful and unique. I'll tell you about this in more detail, of course. This is what comes to mind for the immediate future.
Yeah.
Any suggestions, of course, are welcome. And having this cherry blossom like that in the background, I will read you Haiku by Matsuo Basho. Not to be confused with Basho with a short O, which just means place.
Yeah, interesting.
Uru koto kono gotoko seyo chigo zakura, which means try to plant, as for a child, a little wild cherry tree. This is the English translation. Uru koto, we add koto, which means thing, to make a noun from a verb, like the fact of planting. Ko is child, kono, belonging to a child, and gotoko, if I get it right, it's exactly like as if to a child, for a child. And Chigo Zakura is a particular type of cherry blossom tree. Normally it's Sakura, but there is this tendency of consonants to turn into their vocalized counterparts in some contexts. I'm not sure what exactly kind of cherry blossom tree this particular one is. Little wild cherry tree, like they say. I read somewhere child cherry tree. Anyway, can I ask you something?
Yeah. If I may actually just put in my 2 cents, couldn't it be that since cherry blossoms are very specific set time and they sort of disappear extremely fast, aren't they? Like children, whereas like children grow up so fast, like you end up.
That's depressing.
Well, is it? I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't see
yeah.
it this way, but sure.
Yeah, sure. Sure, definitely.
So,
I think,
yeah.
yeah. Very often, like the tragedy of them lasting just a few days,
Yeah.
like in this beautiful state. I don't know if we've caught the beautiful state, actually. I hope so.
Yeah, well, it looks cool at least. Very artsy. So yeah.
So, yeah, like with haikus, I didn't find any French translation of this.
Yeah.
So, can you attempt at one? I'm really curious because I find a similarity between English and Japanese in that they really need short and
Yes.
few words.
Yeah, very much. I have to admit it's borderline difficult to frame, let's say, an English conversation in French, whereas you can cram a lot of meaning in a single in a single English sentence, whereas in French you really have to structure it extremely well and basically ends up being much longer. So
Okay, I'm curious what you would do with this. Would you like make a compromise and make the French sound less French? Let's see. I'm curious.
doubt it. So
Or would you compromise the form, which is very strict?
so yeah, for example, try to plant in would be like try could be either like cherche.
Tenter?
Yeah, it would be like the first thing that would come to your mind would be essayer.
Yeah,
Essaye
of
de.
course.
But it doesn't sound how should I put it? In order to shorten it, I would use chercher. So and you can really say like plant, like to plant what?
To plant, which is the same as a plant.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of English.
So it would be something like chercher à faire pousser,
Okay.
which really sounds heavy, like chercher à faire pousser.
So many verbs.
And,
Three verbs.
Chercher à faire pousser.
Three
and
infinitives.
honestly, I would probably have to say some faire pousser quoi. You know, if you don't say faire pousser, it sounds so vague that it really. Like the literal translation would barely work in my humble opinion. Chercher à faire pousser sounds really sort of.
What if you exchange like the place of the second and third lines? Like you say after pousser, you say the tree, and then you say like for a child. Could that work?
Ah, there's something that could work, but it's not the same. Chercher à cultiver. And cultiver would be cultivate. Like I guess like it's fairly similar, but I guess that's something like chercher à cultiver would really be my best, and that's only because it's not so heavy. Like you do like some of the meaning is changed definitely. So as for a child, okay, so chercher à cultiver. Well, I suppose I would actually come with chercher à faire grandir comme pour un enfant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, because pousser is it's a very interesting word in French.
Yeah. Or chercher à fortifier comme un enfant. Like that one would work both for a plant and for a child. Like a little wild cherry tree. I guess I can go for the simple one.
Cherry tree.
I forgot how to say cherry tree in French. It's amazing. I know it's like les fleurs de cerisier. Donc un cerisier, un petit cerisier sauvage or something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know if you can say une pousse. I guess pousse is only for plants. It's not for trees. Like. Yeah. So yeah, again, like an arbuste would be something like it doesn't fit with like another thing with French. Like we love to simplify our lives. That's amazing. An arbuste would be like some sort of It's not related to a tree, even though it sounds the same. Arbre is tree. Arbuste is wood. How would I translate that? Like some the things that you find in gardens, like the tiny, like the shrubbery. That's a shrubbery. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called a shrubbery. So yeah, that's
Okay.
so as you can see, like I'm I'm shooting things. So yeah, it would be something like chercher à cultiver comme pour un enfant un jeune cerisier.
All right. Thanks. I wanted to mention also the whole idea of hanami. It's a Japanese activity. It just means watching the flowers. Hana, flower, me to watch. So you know how they, in the few days when you have the cherry blossoms blossoming, they just go out and sit and look at them while possibly drinking sake. There was one really cool haiku. I couldn't find it, so if anyone knows, if it rings a bell, something like, yeah, I love the cherry blossom, but I prefer the sake.
I forgot Sauvage, which I guess most people are used to now, with Johnny Depp saying it non-stop. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. You want to appear a bit in the frame to
Sure.
say bye?
So
Really close up so it focuses.
we actually tried that several times. It didn't work well though. Green eyes.
More green eyes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
So thank you for
thank
watching.
you, and yeah, we're disappearing. So
Okay,
yeah.
we'll stay like
Yeah.
that. See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
See ya.